Welcome, all you Plus 2 Comedy modifiers, to another episode of the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, as always, TV's Noah Houlihan, with glare in his glasses. And before we get to our fantastic episode with Jeffery Michael, I gotta tell you about some upcoming shows. South Jersey Geek Fest has Cosplay Pro Wrestling. That's in Woodbury, New Jersey. That's going to be October 28th. For more information, you can go to sjgeekfest.com. That same weekend is GameCon. GameCon's at the Tropicana Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey, October 28th and 29th. Come see Plus 2 Comedy there. Or you can go to the Geeky Kink event. That's November 10th through the 12th in Piscataway, New Jersey. We will be doing Game the Gamer, this very podcast, and of course some stand-up comedy along with Beyond the Tentacle. So please come out to that. For more information, you can go to geekykinkevent.com. This is a 19 and older con. And before we start this one, I want to let you know, you may notice that I end every episode with apologies to Jeffery Michael. To understand why I do that, there's a link below to an older podcast we don't have video of where we recorded at High Note Humor. You might want to give that a listen before or after you watch this, just for context reasons. It's a good time. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And now, without any further ado, take it away.
Hello. Welcome to the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, unusually, Monkey Noah Houlihan, joined, as always, by the Bert to my Ernie, Mr. Will Liam. How you doing, Will?
I was going to do a voice, and then you called me Will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name is Robert.
Robert.
Thank you.
Joined unusually, but by my co-host, Rob Burt.
Yes.
Rob,
Hello.
how you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, despite what my face looks like.
Yeah, you should know where the camera is there. There you go, Rob.
I was talking to you.
Just cheat out, Rob. Cheat out. Our guest this week
Hello, audience.
is
My mouth didn't move.
our guest this week is a stand-up comedian and ventriloquist. Please give it up for Jeffery Michael and Ollie.
Hey! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jeffrey, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Noah.
So we decided to have a very special episode because, Jeff, do you listen to the show at all?
I don't, Noah. Thank
You
you.
don't?
But I feel right at home. I don't know why, but
I'm glad you feel at home. I'm glad you feel at home. Well, we did a show at the Tap Room Bar and Grill.
That's true.
And you were one of many guests at the open mic.
I remember.
And we're a little rough on you. Just a tad. And since then, I've ended every episode of this podcast with apologies to Jeffery Michael.
No. Please. You know what? I would love to tell my version of that.
That is exactly what I want you to do right now.
All right, very good. So Noah had a podcast at the Tap Room at his open mic, like you said.
Yes.
And he was interviewing open mic comedians. So after they did their set, they would walk backstage and talk with Noah for like 4 or 5 minutes. So it was my turn to go, and I had a thought. It wasn't a good thought. I was like, you know what? I bet Noah is kind of getting bored interviewing the same open mic comedian after open mic comedian. So let me give him something new to talk about. So I grabbed Ollie, my puppet. I sat down.
That being said, I think you were the sixth person.
The sixth person.
They were only 6 deep.
Yeah, and it was boring already.
All right.
I was like, all right, let me give.
I heard. I wasn't there.
Let me give Noah something new to talk about, a new avenue to travel down. So
Right.
I didn't really think too much ahead, but I took out Ollie, I sat him down, and then, it kind of went south from there because I didn't really plan on, Ollie doing a shtick or anything. So I started talking, I had Ollie talk, and then Will came out with the comment of, Will, do you remember?
Will is sadly not here
he
tonight.
He was not available.
Oh, I'm sorry, who's this?
This is Robert.
Robert.
There we go.
So,
Robert, did Will by any chance relate this story to you so you
Yes,
could perhaps participate
He heard that
in
maybe
the podcast?
maybe Ollie should have a different voice.
Yes.
Than your voice.
So I start talking. I have Ollie talk, and Will's like, you guys sound the same. Why do you sound the same? You should have a different voice. So I kind of got like a little heated. I'm like, yo, you know what you're talking about, whatever. And then he started bashing magicians. But that was another.
He did bash. Hey, Will's here, guys. Hello, Will.
In my defense, I bash magicians all the time.
Okay, but you know what, Noah? I went home, and it was like 4 or 5 days later. I did listen to the show.
Okay, so you have heard that episode.
Yeah, no, listen. I listened.
Not the best representation of what the show usually is.
I listened to the show, and I must say, Will was absolutely right. I listened to the playback. I listened to my voice. Then I listened to Ollie's voice, and they're pretty much the same voice. So
almost as if it was coming from the same person.
Yeah, do you believe it? Don't give it away how this works, Noah.
I'm sorry.
But
our ventriloquist never releases his secrets.
But no, I was like, you know what? He's right. And if I want to improve or make something of this, he's right. And I do need to make the voices as different as possible. So I gave Ollie like a high-pitched voice. Like, Ollie, say hi. Hi, everybody. So
hello, Ollie.
So there you go. So high-pitched voice. So then I came up with like a bit. I would give Ollie different voices. Like the bit is Ollie doesn't like his voice. So let me give him different voices to try on. So that got me down the path of him trying celebrity voices. Like, Ollie, try a little here. Here's I have Keanu Reeves in my hand. Here, try a little Keanu Reeves. So I'll give Ollie Keanu Reeves, and then he'll do his best. Keanu Reeves. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
That's really good.
Can you say anything else, Keanu? Whoa. See? So there you go. That's what that guy says. All right. So, in a weird way, Will put me down this path of trying different voices and like celebrity voices. And so it turned out to be a good thing, even though I got bashed pretty good that night, Noah.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you got bashed so much. Because throughout the rest of that podcast, which if you guys haven't listened to the Tap Room podcast, do it. It's a crazy one. I was constantly trying to apologize to you through the podcast. And everyone just jumped on the bandwagon. I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple on there, and then a couple of open mic comedians were like, why doesn't he just stop altogether? I was like, oh, man.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all right.
Because I've said this to you many times, but I'll say it to you again in public in front of everyone.
That's a sweet gesture you did.
I appreciate any comic that does something different. And you do something different every time you're on stage, whether it be magic or puppets. It's always something more unique. And we need comics like that mix up the night because they run long sometimes. So I really appreciate your style. What made you want to do that style of comedy?
Well, you know what? No, I started as a magician. You know, when I first saw David Blaine on TV, I was like, wow, I want to do that. You know, like his card tricks and things like that. So I was like, David Blaine, I want to do that stuff.
You wanted to annoy people that didn't know you.
I wanted to talk in a monotone, you know, and just walk up and, hey, you want to see magic? Like David Blaine. But
yes.
So I went to a lot of bars and card tricks and coin tricks, and people keep asking me, can you do a birthday party for my kid? Can you do a birthday party for my kid? I'm like, well, no, I don't have that magic stuff. So then finally I broke down. I'm like, you know what? If I ever want to get paid, I guess I'll be a kid magician, you know?
Right.
So I got the kid magic tricks. I learned how to balloon twist, you know, and balloon twisting. So I made a couple of dollars that way. But here's what threw me, Noah. One night I went to a bar because I was going to practice some card tricks. Mm-hmm. So I went to the bar. I was doing card tricks at the bar, and it was going over really well. People were blown away. They wanted to buy me drinks and stuff. I was like, oh man, I'm like a rock star, right? But here's where I went wrong.
I believe rock stars are usually like, I've made it. I've gotten a free beer.
Wait a minute. But here's where I went wrong. I left the bar and I started going to the tables. So I went to a table and this couple was sitting down. And I was like, hey guys, check this out. Boo, boo, boo. And I was doing this magic trick, and they're really digging it.
Wait, just to be clear, because I got confused. Restaurant tables or casino tables?
No,
because I know casino tables super don't like when you start doing card tricks.
No, it was in the restaurant. So I left the bar and went to the restaurant area. So when I was doing the trick, the manager was watching me. So I got done the trick, and he's like, come here, I want to talk to you. I was like, oh, look at this. This guy's going to offer me a job right here.
Yes.
So he pulls me out.
Magician.
He pulls me out in the hall, and he's like, yo, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're hustling or trying to make money, but you got to put your cards away, man. I don't know what you're doing. So I was like, oh, sorry about that. So then I was like, where do I go? Like, where does someone like me go who wants to perform, where do I go? So then I found the tap room. I'm like, all right, well, there you go.
And they were like, if you're going to do that garbage, you could do it back where they do that stand-up show.
So it's like, open mic comedy. I'm like, all right, well, I don't tell jokes, but I could come up with some jokes and some magic. So I went on stage and I did some jokes, did some magic, and so then along the way I picked up ventriloquism. I was watching America's Got Talent, and then ventriloquist was on there.
You make it sound like it was an accident.
Well,
I was just walking around, and then I found some
caught it.
ventriloquism skills on the ground and put them in my throat.
I always watched America's Got Talent because I love the
Right.
magicians on there. I would watch for the magicians.
Right.
Not so much the comedians. But this ventriloquist came on, Paul Zerdin, and he made it look so real, so magical.
Was that the one who sang? He won.
No,
right?
that was Terry Fader. He
Okay.
was the singing ventriloquist. Paul Zerdin was only 2 years ago, and I had that like David Blaine feeling again, like, whoa, that's real magic. This guy's bringing puppets to life. Looks real. I want to do that.
Okay.
So I picked up a dummy. Then I was like, where do I go with this now? I know. Let me go back to the tap
Back
room.
to the tap
back
room.
to the tap room. So
Let me just say, if
Go
you're
ahead.
down on your luck, you've been thrown out of a restaurant, and you don't know what to do, come to the tap room bar and grill.
don't take anybody.
We'll take
that is true.
anyone.
So I was trying to harnessing my ventriloquist skills, but I only had like a minute of material. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I need to come up with 4 minutes of comedy jokes to fill the time.
Good.
So then that kind of snowballed me into doing like comedy.
You would be surprised the number of people that did not realize that for months. Just like, oh, I actually have to come up with material for comedy to be here. So I appreciate that you at least made the first step of being like, ooh, I should have something prepared.
Yeah, and you still sucks. No, I don't. Hey, I'm getting better. Stop it, Ollie.
Sick burn, Ollie.
So
You better be careful. Rob and Ollie are going to team up against you soon.
You want to go on tour, man?
so
Hey there.
so long story.
Hey there. I just figured out how my arm works. But it operates separately from my mouth.
I found a new friend. All right. You know what, Ollie? Nearly after the show, you and I. No, stop. Listen. But you know what?
You're getting cut out of the deal, Jeff.
So I was.
He's going to leave you behind, Jeff. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
It's not about you, Jeff. Shut up, Ollie.
We all just have to stick together.
So there I was. No, I was doing magic shows. I was doing balloon twisting at festivals. I was doing
Right.
like comedy at open mics. I picked up ventriloquism. I'm like, it's just too much, you know? It's like I would rather be good at one thing rather than like okay at a lot of things.
Okay.
So now I'm kind of leaning towards Ollie the puppet as my main attraction here.
Well, I mean, as someone that's okay at a lot of things, that's not something you should write off. I recommend mediocrity in many fields.
Okay. So yeah, tap room. There it is. So I'll work on some jokes. I'll bring Ollie every now and then. I brought him last night. What do you remember about last night? Noah? Anything go over well? Me and Ollie up on stage.
Last night,
You can lie if you
yeah,
want.
I'm trying. I remember your set last week better because Ollie was unconscious on a stand for half of it, and I thought that was so funny. The idea of bringing out a puppet and being like he's sleeping, and then just not touching him, I thought was so funny.
If you missed it, obviously, Ollie came on stage. He was passed out, and he had a rough week. He caught his girlfriend having a threesome with Bert and Ernie, and it was not good.
Yeah,
He got
celebs.
fired from Sesame Street, and he went home. And he actually tried to hang himself, but that didn't work because he forgot he was made out of cotton. So he kind of just like dangled there for a minute.
Fabric
Not
of our
enough
lives.
weight. Yeah.
And he
No
had,
organs either.
he had to wait for me to come home to make the gasping noises. It was- It's not funny, dude. I was.
No, that's terrible.
It was a little funny.
He almost died.
Yeah.
It was a little funny.
It's a little funny. I laughed. I laughed
you.
really, really hard.
Well, here's a bit now that I did last night.
Sure,
Let me-
shoot.
Let me try.
Lay it on us.
All right, hang on. So right now, Ollie, hello. Ollie, I'm gonna give Ollie the voice of the always charismatic street magician David Blaine. Here we go. I got it right
Ooh.
here. Ollie, here you go. Here, take David Blaine. Hey. Do you want to see some magic? I would love to see some magic, David Blaine. What do you got for us? Here. Wait. Look. Watch. What am I watching for? Watch. Check your deck. Talk it. Check my back pocket. There's nothing in my back pocket. What is this? Watch. David Blaine. That is not cool, David Blaine. All right, you know what? If you were a real magician, David Blaine, you would tell me what card I'm thinking of right now. King of Hearts. No, 5 of Diamonds. You suck, David Blaine. You suck. Wait, watch. What? What was your card? 5 of Diamonds. Check your deck, talking. Oh, don't you do it to me again, David Blaine. What is this? 5 of Diamonds. Magic.
That's some pretty solid magic.
David Blaine. Thank you, David Blaine. That guy's very charismatic.
See, I love that. Like, no one else is doing comedy like that, and I really appreciate it.
So so now I'm kind of working on the impressions. You know, Keanu Reeves. My Keanu Reeves goes over the best because it's so easy. Give us a little Keanu. Whoa!
No, he's back. Keanu's back.
This is Keanu Reeves at a magic show. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
That's an appropriate place for that impression.
Here comes his friend Owen Wilson to join the show. Wow. 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 Keanu, you're my dog. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Ollie. Yay. All right.
Yay, Ollie.
So there you go.
Now, I have to ask you about something you said earlier. Did you say something about doing festivals?
I have. I've done many festivals. I've done balloon twisting at festivals, 4 hours straight balloon twisting at a festival.
Oh, God.
I've done magic shows at festivals.
Because I used to be a birthday party clown.
Oh, wow.
Will, who unfortunately is not here,
No.
used to do magic at birthday
He
parties.
certainly
as well.
Oh, this is where the deep hatred comes
Yeah,
from.
now you
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
Yes.
I hit a sore spot last time, I see.
Yes.
But when my balloon twisting days, I knew how to do a hat and I knew how to do a sword. So everyone
and
got a hat and a
snake.
sword. And the snake I ruined many times. But a lot of swords and a lot of hats. So it was just me telling kids to hit each other with balloons.
Yeah, festivals are horrible because you would stand out in the sun for like
Right.
4 hours, and the line was wrapped around like the building, and kids will take it, they would step out, they would break it, and jump back in line. So it's like you were never, ever done.
Nope.
So I had enough of balloon twisting.
I was also the kid at festivals that would try to stump the balloon man. Like I would always demand like octopi and chickens. Could you do those?
I did a lot of balloons. I did the hat, I did the sword, I had a poodle.
I know those.
Yeah, the basics. Thank you, YouTube. Hey. What? I got another impression to try. Oh, no.
Do it.
More
Hang on.
impressions.
Let me go into my pocket of impressions. Let's see. How about look at that. Matthew McConaughey. Ooh, I love his car commercials. Okay, here we go. Little Matthew McConaughey for the ladies who are watching the show. All right. Matthew McConaughey forgot to put a shirt on again.
Do him at a magic show.
How you doing, girl? You want to take a ride in a brand new Lincoln? No, stop. She doesn't want to do that.
She's a magician assistant. Leave her alone.
She's
Being
working.
cut in half.
How to lose a guy in 10 days. Oh, yeah? Is that your favorite McConaughey movie? No, that is what your wife is working on. Hey, man. Not cool. So so now I'm a
Right.
struggling impressionist.
Yes.
So there you go. Add that to my belt of things to do.
Now, Ollie, are you sustained solely on the voices he feeds you?
Sally, yes, he's not really that good. Come on, dude. You could go off on your own, and come up with your own voices. You saw how well that worked out when you talked to Will that first time. Hey, he threw you right under the bus. Hey, he doesn't like you. Hey,
He's right, he doesn't.
I don't like him either.
Now.
Hey,
Now, Will,
calm down.
use the puppet and say something nice to Jeffrey.
No, I think he's wonderful. I, too, hate David Blaine.
Do you have any good birthday party disaster stories?
Always. There's always a kid coming up to your stuff and touching it. So it's like a 3-ring circus. You're trying to do a trick. You have like the 4-year-old running up. What's this? What's this? What's this? And he's taking stuff. And of course you have the parents right there. So you don't want to be that guy. Go away, kid. So you try to incorporate him into your act.
Right.
So he's always like touching the stuff and opening stuff when you should not be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not really cost effective. No, I spent so much money on magic tricks and balloons that I wasn't really getting the payback for it. So it wasn't really cost effective. It's like $20-$30 a magic trick, So I was like, you know what? Comedy's free.
Yeah,
punchlines are free, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I stayed away from the magic. I rented a Spider-Man costume, and then I would just do the hokey pokey and stuff. And that's how I made my money for a while. That was a good time.
Punchlines are free. I would go on stage. I'm like,
True.
all right, for my next bit, I'm going to escape the water torture chamber of doom. Would you wheelie out the water torture chamber of doom? And nothing will come. Like, I guess I'm not doing that one. Just save myself $500. Next bit. So comedy, yes, I love comedy.
Yes,
comedy guy.
How long have you been doing comedy now?
Not long. Maybe 2 years.
All right, that's
2
good.
years.
That's good. See, I like that you're more of a realist. We've had people on this show that's been like, I've been doing comedy for 2 months. I'm a stand-up comedian professionally. No.
I don't know. Like the problem was there's that cliche saying everyone's a comedian.
Yes.
Everybody's a comedian, and that's
Right.
true. I mean, anyone can grab a microphone and say, this word or that word and get a
Right.
laugh. And I don't know, just trying to do something different. Like you go on YouTube, and I always watch there's competitions like Philly's Funniest, and I would pull up different comedians,
right.
and they seem to be rehashing the same jokes and material over and over again. There's no breakout person.
Yes, there's.
Well said, Jeff. Hey, thanks, Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie's in it.
Way to have a drop in. Don't be shy, man. Go ahead.
It does seem that a style develops out of an area. So there is a very much Philly comedy style.
I mean, it's either pot or drugs or.
Yes, these are very popular topics.
Yeah, I know. That's true. How you doing, Will? Will's not here. Will's not here, man. How many times we got to go over this? But yeah.
Don't negate the premise, you little jerk.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could be an okay comedian, but I'm just trying to do something more challenging. And but if you look at America's Got Talent, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
A ventriloquist has won that show 3 times. Out of the last 10 years, 3 times. Ventriloquist
Really?
won. That's true. A comedian has never won that show. A magician has won that show 1 time. So I guess that's some sort of.
I thought it was always a singer. I thought singers won a lot.
Singers probably won the majority of the time. The show's been on 11 years.
True.
Ventriloquist 3 times, magician once. I don't really care about anybody else, but it was probably singers.
I'm going to give up on the bit because my hand is legitimately about to fall off.
You got to commit, Noah.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't. It's not in me. You are a better man than I am.
You cut your nails.
Oh God.
What are you talking about? Feels like that is sitting on a cactus. Hey, come on, man. Calm down. You got
This
people
is
here.
a children's show.
I will say, comedian Doogie Horner is a friend of mine who was on America's Got Talent. I think he made it the furthest doing just regular stand-up, and it was a very much clear.
Wow.
The ventriloquist is supposed to drink the water. Well, that's what makes it a trick. But
It's way easier this way.
It's very clear that stand-up comedy just doesn't work in that format because it's such a flashy show.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
one of his last sets is him doing jokes that on every punchline, dancers and fireworks would go off, and that's what he had to do to survive. But that show, it definitely favors more of a theatrical. So I could see why the ventriloquists do well there. I was talking a lot and I needed water.
You should get some fireworks. I don't need fireworks. I'll blow myself up. Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm not that talented.
It's hard to do fireworks one-handed, so
I think he's trying to kill you.
All right. I thought more would develop. It's real weird being the guy without the puppet.
You're a weirdo.
So we're already running long. Excuse me. We got to geek out. It's time for what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're playing. It's where we talk about what we're watching, what we're reading, and what we're playing.
Ollie, your first. Hey! He's trying to bite me. Get away. Get away.
Jeff, you're new to the group. What have you been watching? You and Ollie.
Because Ollie never leaves my side, of course.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know what? I'm all over the board now. Monday Night Raw. I'm still
Cool,
big wrestling fan. You know, back in the day it was Ultimate Warrior. You know, Macho Man, Mr. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'll DVR it. And, I'll kind of skim through. I'll see what everyone's up to. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown a little bit. I kind of gotten away from like the sitcoms a little bit.
Okay.
Like back in the day, I used to watch like maybe a little bit Big Bang Theory, a little Modern Family, but I kind of gotten away from that. Reality TV, I used to watch Big Brother a lot. I get sucked in. I don't know why.
Big Brother can suck
you
you
in.
in.
I
I had to like just quit, or else it would be my life.
Every summer, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, what the hell? What did he just say? I was like, and I'm back in. Like,
I mean, you can watch that 24/7 if you wanted to.
And I'm the guy who yells at the TV. Like,
yeah.
I get mad. Like, how do you nominate her? She didn't even do anything. Like, I'm yelling at the TV. America's Got Talent. I'm always watching America's Got Talent. Big Brother. Survivor back in the day a little bit, but not so much.
Yeah, I'm not watching Survivor as much
So-
anymore. Ever go out for any of them?
No.
Oh.
No.
I
I would
went-
die.
I went out for Survivor.
No, did you really?
Yeah, they had a casting call and I went.
Wow.
And they didn't take me, but it was really weird because like the people I was in line with were all people who were like, I've been doing this for years.
Okay.
Like they're looking for people like this, but not like this. And like people had like photos with them.
That's crazy.
Like the guy in front of me was like, "Yeah, I'm a construction worker, but I'm going to tell them I'm a professional poker player." It's like, "Oh, all right."
Like, spend 39 days on an island?
Yeah, so
I don't even like going outside.
So they gave me like 2 minutes, and I cut like a wrestler promo about being a nerd. So I just listed off video game accomplishments, and that was it was like, I saved Princess Peach.
That's okay.
I've saved Zelda.
They always take like one or two like outside people that won't fit like that.
I should do it again. I should give it. Oh no! I also tried out for Tough Enough.
Okay. No, I wouldn't make it Survivor. Build a shelter?
No,
No,
no.
couldn't do that. I can't even hang a picture frame. I'm that bad. I couldn't do anything. But what about what are you watching these days?
Oh, he skipped right over
Yeah,
you, Will.
that's 'cause he doesn't like me.
I'm sorry. Some better
Will, now that you've joined us,
Yeah, my hand hurts too.
Oh, it's Will.
Yeah.
Okay, Will's
Oh.
back. The puppet's going.
the
Will's back.
forearm strength required to do this, I was not ready for.
Because the camera's over here, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't swing it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Ugh.
So what have you been watching, William?
So many horror movies. Have I talked about The Witch?
No, you talked about Clown last week, I believe.
And I think I told you about the Clown, which is also great, and you guys should check it out. The Witch, like people talked about it. Like Doug Benson talked about The Witch.
I don't know
if you
this
heard
film.
of this horror movie. It was kind of like a indie-ish, but it's this not Amish, this Puritan family out in the woods in like the 1800s, and then they're menaced by a witch.
Okay.
And then like, it's just they're all horrible people.
Ooh.
And then except for this one girl, and then they eventually the witch or Satan, they're really unclear. Kills her whole family,
That's not good.
and then she goes off into the woods and flies.
That's something you would do. I wouldn't do that. Stop it.
No, why wouldn't you? You get superpowers and you escape a horrible over-religious society. Like
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
there was at no point was I like, oh, I hope these people make it out of here.
It's just like, when are they going to die?
Yeah,
I'm sick of these people.
Thank God they will never run into them.
Was this on Netflix or Hulu?
It might be Amazon or Hulu. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Those are my channels.
Any other good ones?
So you're a big horror guy.
Tis the season.
Yeah,
It is the
usually
season.
once September kicks in, I usually go hardcore and I try to check out a lot of new horror movies.
Okay.
Girl with the Gifts. I don't want to talk about that.
You have not talked about The Girl with the Gifts.
That's a very cool take on a zombie movie. It's like they're science zombies, they're like plant zombies, and there's a whole new generation of kids that have been born. They were born by infected parents,
Okay.
and I don't know how. I can't really get into more of that without ruining it, but
Okay.
it's a good movie.
No spoilers here, Will.
Yeah, no
spoilers.
spoilers.
No
No
spoilies.
spoilies.
This is my show. Why are you telling me what to do?
He's in.
Oh,
He's
boy.
fully in. William,
Yeah. Hey.
what is my favorite genre of film?
Oh, it's a murder game show.
Murder game show, and I got to watch another murder game show. I watched Stone Cold Steve Austin in The Condemned.
Oh,
Oh,
I've seen
no.
that.
Have you seen The Condemned?
Sally, yes, I have seen The Condemned.
See, Here's
It's
the
like
thing.
Hunger Games, right? Stone
Yeah.
Cold Hunger Games.
It's
Yeah.
Stone Cold and the Juggernaut and 8 other people that don't matter.
He didn't drop any stunners in that movie, did he?
No, he did
All right,
not
thank
drop any
goodness.
stunner. He did throw
Oh.
some like suplexes and stuff.
Oh no!
But the thing about a good murder game show movie like The Running Man and stuff
Running
is
Man.
that it's so like light and like funny
Yeah.
that it, like the format of a murder game show is this is kind of funny and silly and stuff,
Yeah,
and then
I
by the end
remember
you're like, ooh, I shouldn't have enjoyed.
Laughing a lot at the children deaths in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm being sarcastic, but I guess you found that hilarious.
No, but like even in the Hunger Games, like Caesar's there in that blue suit
Yeah,
with
all
the
right,
blue
all right.
hair, where it's like, oh, this is weird that they're doing that to it. Like I'm kind of getting wrapped
Okay.
in, and I shouldn't. Like that's what it's supposed to do.
I
In the
gotcha.
Condemned, it's horrible from start to finish.
Yeah, okay, I see what you did. The production, there's no like sound effects or like.
Yeah, it's just like this is going to be gritty and terrible, and then it's gritty and terrible, and even the people producing it are like, I can't watch this.
I don't know
And
why
I was
we
like,
do
then why
this.
am I? Why am I watching this? It's not fun. It's not very good. And they do this thing where, of course, it turns out Stone Cold is not a murderer. He actually works for the government, and like his wife, who he's apparently been missing for a year, and then his wife finds out that that Stone Cold is on the Condemned,
Could
and they
happen.
pull up his profile, and it's like burned down an orphanage, member of the KKK, and she's like, that's a lie, and she starts crying, and I was like, he's on a murder island, like. You shouldn't be worried about his character right now. And I also
Well, he's gonna die. That's a given. So now she just wants him to be remembered.
and I'm going to spoil the film because
Oh,
it's not good, and I don't care. Vinnie Jones at the end thinks he's won, but Stone Cold's still alive, and he's like, I didn't want to do this. You know, I went through all this. I went through prison, blah blah blah. And Stone Cold says, "Sounds like you had a really hard life. Good thing it's over," and shoots him. Which is the best line in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So good that he never speaks again throughout the rest of the film. The rest of the film is in silence. Like he chases down a helicopter, and then the helicopter gets away, and a girl shows up and hands him a bomb to throw, and they never speak to each other. It's just like. And then the movie ends with him reuniting for their wife, and they don't talk. Like he's like, you pay Stone Cold by the word.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe they lost the audio and they're like, "You want an ADR?" You're like, "No,
No,
this is not worth
no,
my
I don't."
time."
This movie's bad. That was my Stone Cold.
So did
impression.
you seek out to watch The Condemned, or were you flipping through channels and it happened to be on?
I got it as a gift
Okay,
because
okay.
my favorite genre is murder game show.
That's true. Okay.
Running Man, one of the best movies ever
Running
made.
Man still holds up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's that feeling of like, all right, these they're playing with their lives. How terrible. However, the person killing you has a freezy hockey gimmick that's hilarious.
Mhm.
So
I was that Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero,
Sub-Zero.
Electro.
No, isn't he?
Come
like
on, do it. Do it. Oh, come on.
Doctor Sub-Zero. That's from the Predator.
That's right. Oh, he says the same lines in every movie.
Yeah, you might say that.
Aye.
Oh, Ollie didn't even get fed that time.
It's just in him. It's in his soul. It was a little indigestion from earlier. From earlier, he ate.
You got to work
Well,
on
if you
your
mix
Schwarzeneggers.
Owen Wilson and David Blaine, you get Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I always
not
got to
know
work
that.
on us, Arnold. Come on, do it. Do it.
It's not
Get
bad.
down. Get down.
So I'm gonna,
Aye. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna throw it back to you, Jeffrey. What you been reading? You been reading anything good?
No.
Okay. We can just move on. This is usually the weak part of the show.
Yeah, Ollie, do you read a lot?
No. I wish I'd come up with some witty answer for that, but no.
Not
No,
a big reader.
Not really.
That's fine. We accept audiobooks and podcasts
Yeah.
for this segment. Do you listen to any podcasts?
Only yours, Noah.
No,
Oh, thank
don't
you.
do that.
That feels good. Just that one episode.
Yeah, over and
Just
over
that one
again.
episode. I was like, I want to see who else threw me under the bus.
Yeah, he's just doing pull-ups
Right.
while he's listening to Revenge.
All right, that one.
It's just
that
Ollie.
one.
Yeah, it's just Ollie with Revenge.
It's like who else? Who else on that show? I'm gonna jump in on it.
William, have you been?
I bet you could
reading
take
anything?
Ramon, Ollie. You're of a similar stature.
It's true.
Stop trying to force Jeffrey to dig himself a hole.
No, I want
And
people
tell me
to
what
hate
you're-
him too.
Tell me what you're reading.
I started listening. I actually started listening to a bunch of new podcasts. They're coming out with a show for Lore. I don't know if you know Lore. Do you know what the Lore podcast?
I've heard of Lore.
Okay.
I didn't know they're doing a show.
Yeah, they're coming out with a show for it. I hadn't listened to Lore, so I
I
started.
have monkey hair in my mouth. Hold on.
Fantastic.
Can you keep going?
No, I didn't have a lot to say. It's good. It's spooky. It's I kind of put a kibosh on it because it put me right back where my favorite murder and Snap Judgment were putting me,
Gotcha.
which is horror.
Horror. Horrible horror.
Yeah. It's been a fun October of being afraid of stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's go see Jigsaw.
I can't wait.
I'm super excited. Murder game show.
Yeah.
I got two quick things, and then we'll move on. I had to read Why I Don't Work the Night Shift, which is a creepypasta, because I was on Creepypodsta, which is a creepypasta podcast, which is a fun tongue twister. So, yeah, you can
Put
check that out.
right in the queue right now.
Yeah, I'll put a link
Because
below.
I'm not afraid of reality enough.
So it's a story about a night watchman who is afraid of something and is constantly thinking it's just a wolf. And
Wolves are scary, though.
yeah, but it's to the point where it's like, come on, make a leap, make a leap that something weird's up. So yeah, if you want to hear my thoughts on that one in full, check out Creepypodsta.
I still like. Oh, I thought it was a skeleton. It's just a deadly, deadly wolf. Thank goodness.
Well, he just finds bodies, and he's just like of animals, and he's like, oh,
Okay.
a wolf must have done that, and he's like, he finds the deer perfectly skinned. The wolf must have skinned this
One of
deer.
them predator wolves.
There's a fancy dressed wolf running around here in his deer skin.
Probably a wolf serial killer is what that is.
And also, I've been reading the news. I'm not sure if you heard, Weird Al is going on tour.
What?
Weird Al is going on a very different type of tour. He's doing theaters, and he's not doing any parody songs. He's only doing his original songs. So it's going to be more like a VH1 storyteller's vibe. So it's not going to be a high production. He's just going to come out with instruments and play and kind of talk to the
I
crowd.
think he's humble enough to ask Brad Trackman
Well,
back.
what he said before you spoil it.
Okay. I'll
He
let you do your
also-
joke.
He also said, for the first time ever, he's going on tour with an opening act. Emo Phillips will be his opening act. It's the first time he's ever gone on
No,
tour.
that doesn't track with what a sad man told me once. That he opened for Weird Al.
Yeah, how about that? Isn't that interesting?
Well, Emo Phillips is such a wonderfully nice man.
Yes, he is. So that's what I've been reading. I'm going to throw it back over to you, Jeff, and ask what you playing. You playing anything good?
A lot of Mortal Kombat X. Xbox
Okay,
One.
cool.
Yeah, it's funny because I have a 10-year-old, and when I was 10, the
What?
first. I'm 36. I got a 10-year-old.
Okay, well, I'm surprised.
Don't let the baby face fool you, Noah.
Yeah.
But when I was 10, Mortal Kombat from Sega Genesis came out. And I
Right.
had that game. Now, fast forward, my 10-year-old has got an Xbox One, and he's playing Mortal Kombat X. And it's weird because Johnny Cage and Sonya have a child. Cassie Cage is there, and Shax Briggs has a daughter.
So can you make Johnny Cage murder his child?
You can.
Okay, cool.
You can. That's a weird direction to go in, but yes, you can do that.
Can he hit him with a babe-tality? Because that would be perfect.
There's no babe-talities, there's fatalities and brutalities, but
What is a brutality?
brutality, it's the same thing as fatality, basically. But it's like the finishing move. You knock the guy's head off, and it says brutality. They're basically the same thing.
They came about because of Mortal Kombat versus DC, because
Yep.
they didn't want the superheroes to kill people, so they had heroic brutalities.
Okay. I understand.
So we got Mortal
Here's a
Kombat.
fact for you.
WWE, 2K18, I think that's
Yes,
coming out.
that
I'm looking forward
Friday.
to that because they have the old school wrestlers. I'm
Yes,
big
it's
fan.
the biggest roster ever.
You got my Mr. Perfect in there, so I'm
Yes,
set.
yes.
That alone, Perfect Plex. I'm in. I'm on
Well,
board.
they announced that if you pre-order, you get Kurt Angle and Colonel Sanders.
Oh,
Famous wrestler.
Yes, Colonel
Is it
Sanders.
the Norm Macdonald's Colonel Sanders?
No,
Is
they
it
they have
HBK?
done a crossover with the WWE
Oh,
many
that's right.
times.
With
So
the-
I think it's Dolph Ziggler as Colonel Sanders.
Enzo is the gentleman
Enzo?
that wants to date that
yes, he
chicken.
wants to date the chicken. There's a fly in here, guys. So there he is again.
Stay focused, Noah.
Sorry, it's very difficult. So yeah, I can't. It's weird that there's a continuous story in Mortal Kombat because
Yeah.
you'd imagine that means that someone wins the tournament every year,
And
and that means the rest of them die.
And I'm not familiar with the storyline, no, because my son asked me, like, is Sub-Zero good, bad? What's the story? You know, I'm like, I really don't know. I don't
he's
know
a good
the
guy.
storylines.
He had his own like solo adventure game.
Yeah, I believe in the lore.
There's so many stories. You know, it's Mortal Kombat 10.
So. It hasn't been the same Sub-Zero throughout. Sub-Zero's brother Sub-Zero has shown up.
Yeah, well, they rocked Native American Sub-Zero for a while.
Yeah.
With, like, the red scar.
But that doesn't explain. I don't think there are many Johnny Cages.
Johnny Cage is still in there.
Yeah.
He's got the gray, but he's still shooting
No,
the
I like
fireballs
that they
out.
aged him at least.
He
Yeah.
also in lore died. Like
No,
there
you're
was a
thinking of Mortal
storyline death.
Kombat 2.
The film.
Mortal
The
Kombat
film.
Annihilation.
Yeah,
It was
thank you.
based
That
off of the video
masterpiece.
game. Research department. Did Johnny Cage die
He died in the movie.
movie.
He got his neps.
Yes.
in the
His
game?
next mep.
In official game lore, did Johnny Cage die?
Yeah, because when I was at the roller skating rink and I was 12, I killed him with Scorpion. So yeah, he's dead.
I've phrased this question perfectly that you know what I mean, and you are just being difficult.
Yeah.
If anyone in the chat knows, let us know. I don't have the chat up.
Yeah,
Actually.
it's not up.
Not reappear in the regular series continuity until 1996's Mortal Kombat trilogy, in which he was killed by Khan's forces invading Earth.
That's what I thought. So Johnny Cage did die,
But that's what happens to them.
Shortly after revived.
but revived. Okay, so that he falls through a plot hole.
I didn't realize how accurate that movie was. to
Yeah,
the game
that's
lore.
why it happened. I used to be big into Mortal Kombat lore.
Alright.
Sorry, I got upset.
Yeah, other than that, no. bring us back. Other than that, nothing too much.
Gotcha.
Rocking the Mortal Kombat.
Cool.
20 years later, same game. New
Well-
cast and crew.
William, you playing anything good? Run
I
out of time.
I downloaded Hearthstone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that game everybody liked 5 years ago.
Yeah, let's jump in now.
It's real good. I really like it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I don't
How much money have you blown?
None.
Wow.
Which I'm not good at it
That makes sense.
because I haven't bought any good stuff.
Gotcha.
I like playing the computer, which is usually my go-to on any video game.
Gotcha.
Hey, the chat's up.
Oh, cool. Chat.
Oh.
We're short on time, so just real quick.
Right, yeah.
I downloaded Super Mario Run, which is the phone game where it's just Mario runs autoly, and you tap it to make him jump.
Yeah, you're right. Hearthstone's dumb.
It's solid for what it is, but you beat 4 levels, and they're like, for the rest of the levels, $5.99, please. So I've just been playing the same levels over and over again.
Getting real good at them.
Now,
I never said Hearthstone was dumb.
Okay.
I was just saying that it was going to cost you a lot of money.
now, no, I
Yes.
saw you were playing that Friday the 13th, that new Jason game.
Yes,
And
it's
how-
super good.
is it good?
It's the more you figure out about it, the better it gets.
Okay.
And like it's really cool to go in not knowing how to play because you feel like a counselor where you're just like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, solve
And
puzzle.
then
something.
as you figure stuff out more and more, you're like, okay, this is making sense. It gets more and more fun.
Okay.
But I definitely think the discovery element makes it like more and more fun. Because like the last time I played, you can escape via boat,
Okay.
but you have to find the gas and the propeller for it,
Sure.
and you have to fix it.
Oh, no.
So there was a moment where someone was fixing the boat, and I was standing behind them with a machete fighting Jason. And they have like a bunch of different JSI in it from the different movies, including the one from the NES video game.
Oh, nice.
So I was fighting.
Pixelated?
Yeah, he's pixelated and like he's green and purple, and like 8-bit music plays when he walks by. It's really fun.
Do they have Jason X?
I'm thinking Friday. I think tomorrow, which is
Oh.
Friday the 13th,
That'd be a
they might
cool
add
drop.
that. But we'll see. So that's been what I was playing. We got to play a game. It's time for host versus guest versus audience. This week, my newly acquired Super Friends DVD that we got from Rich Connor. So that is what we are putting up. I for some reason, put your gift all the way over there.
Yes. Ollie brought it. I'm not sure what it is.
Ooh. I hope it's a decapitated
So we'll
Elmo.
find out once somebody wins.
Okay.
Also, you took place in the Nintendo World Championships,
I did.
and
Here, wait for it.
yes, get excited because this was the first time that the scoreboard was full. So there was a chance you wouldn't make it. But you scored 100,780 points, which makes you tied for third place.
All right.
You scored the exact same score as Matt Shell, so that puts you in third place. So everyone is still on the scoreboard.
Nice work.
We didn't drop anyone off. But you are now tied for third place.
All right, that's an accomplishment.
Yes. So now it's time for host versus guest versus audience. We got the things, but now to play host versus guest versus audience, we need an audience member, but they need to put a prize up for us to win since we put up these amazing prizes. What did you guys bring this week?
Yeah. Put him up. I'm back, baby.
I see a Harley Quinn plush pop figurine, and I see a silver ball.
Ooh, is it magic?
You know, ever since I was a young man, I played the silver ball. Is that all? I believe that is all. Jeffrey, and a half-finished bit of embroidery. Now, I know you're new to being here live. We do take your things
that's
if you
ours
lose.
now.
Yeah, so maybe you... all right, not going to risk that. Jeffrey, it's up to you.
Go
It's
ahead.
up to you. Would
Go
you
ahead.
like to play for the plush?
I think it should
Harley
be up to
Quinn?
Ollie.
It's up to Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie, you pick.
He did bring the gift.
Yeah.
Would you like to play for the Harley Quinn, or would you like to play for the silver ball?
Let's go for the Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn,
Good choice.
come on up here.
Yeah, she's plush, so it's okay for us to be attracted to her. That's how
the
it works.
audience also came with puppets.
My fan club. Stop it. Alex. You're getting way ahead of yourself. What's wrong with you?
Special audience member, please introduce yourself.
Yes.
Your
your ma-
human mouth needs to be by the microphone.
Not to break the fourth wall.
This is hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
real
it is.
tough.
Yeah, it turns out
Wait
being
till
a-
your forearm
Thank
starts
you.
to
Yeah.
cramp.
Thank you.
I'm a snake. My
Yes.
name's
I've-
Randy.
All right, so you're just going to be Randy the Snake? A Randy Snake.
Randy Snake.
Randy the Snake is here.
What's wrong with your tongue? Did you have a stroke?
So
That's very rude.
Yes, I've been told I am that.
I know you guys love doing bits.
We
but
sure do.
We have to play the game. We're going to play a game called Reddit Says. Jeffrey and Ollie, are you familiar with the hit website Reddit?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I went on to Ask Reddit, and I got the top 10 answers to an Ask Reddit question. This is going to work like Family Feud. You want to give me the top answer to this question that's been upvoted.
Okay.
Everyone will get a chance to answer every question, and points depend on how high up the list it is. Mad Jins asks, what is an example of a good character ruined by terrible casting? Will, we'll start with you.
Who?
Rob, we'll start with you.
It's Robert, but thank you.
Yes, Rob Burt.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes. Took him an hour.
Yeah, good characters, so they.
Camera's that way.
I can't turn my head that far. You know that. I cricked my neck. Ooh.
You okay there, Rob?
I'm trying to think of a character ruined by casting. Because who would be like beloved before they get a thing to play?
Yeah. Perhaps an
You
adaptation.
thought I was the one who had the stroke.
Well, yeah, that's why my other arm over here doesn't. It just dangles. I don't work well. I don't know. Batman ruined by George Clooney.
All right, Batman ruined by George Clooney. Jeffrey Michael and I are Ollie.
We talked about it.
You've discussed it.
The Green Lantern ruined by Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh, that's a good answer.
Interesting. Randy the Snake.
I'll go with the theme. Lex Luthor as Jesse Eisenberg.
All right, all
Nice.
right. Top 10 answers include number 10, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Number 9, Doctor Doom, both times.
Yeah.
Number 8, Jennifer Lawrence Mystique, which I disagree with.
I thought she was all right.
I thought she was great. 7 is Eva from the third Mummy movie. I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, they really killed that beloved character.
Yeah, I don't know. Number 6 is Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg.
Nice.
So that is good for 5
must
points.
think like
5
the
points for
necklace.
the snake. Number 5 is Eddie Brock, played Topher Grace. Number 4 is George Clooney as Batman.
Oh, that was my answer. I forgot I
Yes,
said it.
yes. So that's 7 points
All
for
right.
Rob. 3 is everyone in Percy Jackson and a Lightning Thief. Number 2 is Genghis Khan as Bruce Wayne. Or Bruce, no, John Wayne.
John Wayne.
John Wayne is
In
Genghis
the
Khan.
Conqueror.
Yes, as in The Conqueror. And number 1 is everyone in The Last Airbender.
Yep, fair.
So that is 7 points for Bert, 5 points for Randy the Snake, and Ollie and Jeffrey with nothing.
Come on. That's okay. We'll bounce back.
Jeffrey, we're going to
He's
start with
holding you back, Ollie.
We're going to start with you. Techery asks, what sci-fi movie gets your 10 out of 10 rating?
Oh, The Matrix.
Matrix.
Nice.
Not even to think about that.
Cyberpunk's solid.
Randy the Snake?
If I say Blade
Lost
Runner,
my
is
pen.
there going to be some weird pedantic answer of which cut it is?
No.
Blade Runner,
Okay.
the first one.
Bert?
Just-
Robert?
I'm going to go with Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. All right. I've seen half of these. Number 10 is Nusea, the Valley of the Wind. I have no idea what that is.
Nausicaa.
Nausicaa?
It's an anime.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. Number 9 is Children of Men. 8 is Gattaca. 7 is Contact. 6 is Terminator 2. Number 5 is Galaxy Quest.
I love
What?
that movie.
It's a great movie
Is that Tim Allen?
with Tim
That's
Allen.
the one.
Number 4 number 4 is The Fifth Element.
What?
Nice.
Yes, so fourth, that is worth another 7 points. That's 14 points for Rob.
Thank you.
Number 3 is The Matrix.
Nice.
No.
So that's 8 points for Jeffrey.
No.
Yeah, he's just doing the impression again.
Number 2 is The Thing. And the number 1 best sci-fi movie, according to Reddit, Alien.
Oh,
Alien.
crap. That's a good answer.
Yes. So we have 5 points for Randy the Snake, 14 for Rob, and 8 for Ollie and Jeffrey. I don't have a pen, so I'm trying to remember
Doing
this.
good work, pal.
All right, final question as we run out of time. E. Posey asks, what hobby screams rich people? We're going to start with Randy the Snake. What hobby screams rich people?
Polo.
Polo. Rob?
Oh, hobby. I'm going to say dressage.
Excuse me?
Dressage.
What is that?
It
That's
means
the-
horses.
Yeah, it's where they make horses fancy dance. It's a real thing.
All right. Jeffrey Michael and Ollie.
Playing golf.
Playing
Solid.
golf.
Solid.
Number 10, country club membership.
Oh, it's almost same thing.
We can call it golf. I don't care. I'll give Jeffrey a point, sure. Number 9 is servant death matches.
Oh. Oh, hell yeah.
Number 8 is summering. That's good. Voted up. The summering.
These poor people don't get summers.
No, they don't.
Just hot work.
Depressing.
Number 7 is winning at mobile games. 6 is collecting art. 5 is collecting Victorian mansions. Number 4 is polo of any kind.
Nice.
So that's good for another 7 points.
Nice.
So that's 12 points. Number 3 is vintage car racing. Number 2 is equestrian.
Oh.
So close. So close.
Yes. Ugh.
And number 1 is yachting.
Ah, that was going to be my answer.
Yes, yachting. So that means with 14 points, though,
Oh.
Rob is our winner.
Oh, snap.
Rob, open the box and we'll
Yes.
see.
What's
Give-
in the box?
Bring it to my hand.
What'd you bring, Ollie?
Yeah, or you could open it. I can't reach.
I'm not sure what's in the box. Ollie
Yeah, push
packed it
push
himself,
it with your
so
head.
I'll be as surprised as you guys.
You help me with your hand there. Oh, you've taped it shut. Hold on.
Do you want me to open it? I'll just
Yeah,
open
no,
it.
why don't you do it? There we go.
There's a bunch of puppets and a knife on the table.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Ooh,
there's
yeah, give me that.
no.
I got a horror movie I want to make happen.
A terrifying knife has appeared. I think I was doing better before I had this knife.
Yeah, you're doing worse than I was.
This is
I'm just going to
escalating.
use my muscles. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh wait, no, it's fine. It's a puppy.
That was the whole thing.
He's all yours.
You had him trapped in there.
I was in there for an hour.
You monster.
I hate you. Put down the knife.
Easy, pal.
Everyone be cool.
You belong to
I've spilled stuffing before.
Be sure to give us 5 stars on iTunes, 5-star on Stitcher. Vote for us on podcastland.com. Make us the podcast of the month. Upcoming shows include... I don't remember what the shows are. I'm sorry. The creator of Comic Verse will be here next week. And then the week after that, I don't have my phone in front of me, so I don't know the dates. John Deere from Makeup and Breakup. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Ben Affleck, for making this show possible and keeping the streets of Gotham City safe.
Unless you're a woman.
Yeah, don't. Oh, crap. I forgot about all that.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid
God
our
damn it.
connection to Ben Affleck as our producer.
Plus
Well,
the
this-
comedy renounces Ben Affleck.
Yeah, screw you, Ben. Screw all the Afflecks.
Yes, just all of them.
Yeah.
This has been the Plus 2 Comedy Podcast. Thank you
Is
guys
there
so
like a-
much.
We renounce you, Affleck.
Yeah, get out of here.